Welcome to the Home for Innovation. Last week, I had the opportunity to sit with local congressional leaders from my great state here. And I was with a group of people in the local community that are businessmen mostly. And I think all of us were struck by the fact that there was a lot of reasonable conversation. Now, we had Democrats and Republicans from the state, but there was a lot of reasonable conversation about what needed to be done. And the point was made in the meeting. Somebody asked, he said, how come this conversation is so reasonable, but most of what we hear from the media and from our top leaders in Congress and Washington is so bipartisan and unreasonable? And the point was made by our congressional leaders that as the message goes towards the top, it becomes much more partisan and the posturing really increases, and let's face it, we're pretty much ineffective. Now, one of the things that we've learned is that we, the American people, can shape the direction of our country. We've seen the Arab Spring, and now we're seeing things like Occupy Wall Street that allow us to begin to make change. The real issue, though, is that we have to have singularity in our message. We can't create a list of demands like this. Let's go all the way back to the Boston Tea Party, right? It wasn't a big list of demands we had for our British ownership. It was one, taxes. We wanted to deal with that issue, and we were successful. Herman Cain's come into the presidential candidacy recently, right? He has one message, 999. Are there a lot of things that need to be fixed in the country? Yes. But he centers his campaign around one message, and you see a meteoric rise. So what's the point? The point is, let's all get together as Americans, and let's drive the leadership of our country in the right direction. But let's have a singular message to start with that affects all of us positively. What would that be? My advice would be we center on manufacturing, creating a sanctuary in the United States for manufacturing that brings companies here that drive real wealth and job creation for all of us. Solve that problem, we can work down the list. But here's the secret. If we solve that problem, many of the things on the list will go away. So we're talking about sustainability, we're talking about manufacturing, we're talking about a message that is singular in nature to our leadership in Washington that will bring real change for the country. See you here next time on the Home for Innovation.